cool. Nice to see you all. So my name is Otto Eliasson. I'm the general manager of this entity called Eimur, and Eimur is a core participant in a project called Reset, which is also funded by the LiveSet program. And I want to thank the planners of this conference for inviting me to tell you about how we have been advancing energy and climate agendas in Iceland through the Reset project. First, so Eimur it's like a partnership. We're based in the north of Iceland, Norra Ísland, and our general goal is to improve utilization of resources. We've especially been focusing on, say, heat that we're wasting, biomass that we are wasting, and then energy transition opportunities. And this is a part of this. We're supported by the state through a ministry, through 3 energy companies, and the local associations of municipalities in the northeast and the northwest. Now, onto the project. The Reset project had the general aim of building capacity among local authorities to accelerate climate and clean energy transition planning. And just for the context, mid-year 2025, well, we could say that in 2019, there was a legislation passed in Iceland that says that every municipality should develop their climate agendas. And 6 years later, mid-year 25, less than half had already a climate agenda that was a legal one. And less than a quarter of them, or less than a quarter of municipalities had a climate action plan. So even 6 years later, less than a quarter had a climate action plan, which is actually what you need to get things rolling. And even fewer of those municipalities actually finance these actions. So, and especially in Iceland, we have 64 municipalities. They are, many of them, very rural and very small. And for the context, in the north of Iceland, or the northeast of Iceland, where this work has been focused, we have municipalities ranging from 400 people up to 20,000 people in the biggest ones, in the biggest one. So there is a lot of range of population, etc. But this is the challenge to empower these rural municipalities. We've held workshops, meetings, and conferences, but our emphasis has been on simplicity. And I think this is kind of my main message today. And the central output was to make a regional climate energy transition plan, which the local municipalities could sort of support themselves with to make their own local plans. We have a website, resetproject.eu, and I encourage you all to check it out. The project started with a kind of a motivation. It was a motivational trip, and my dear friend and colleague, Mikael Christensen from Energy Academy, he will come and tell you sort of more about them, but it's a great place to visit and a great place to get inspired. And we took 11 representatives from Iceland, both from the Westfjords, which also participate in the project, and the Northeast. And the main goal was to inspire, to get inspired by Samsø, which is a small island in Denmark that has gone very far in transitioning from to clean energy, and to widen the horizon, you could say. Now, in the Reset project, a strong angle, at least, of that sort of what we were challenged with, and we are generally challenged in Iceland because it's a small nation. We're only 400,000 people, or a bit less than that. And it's very hard to get regional data. So we did some analysis of regional energy affairs. We got our hands on data for oil sales, and we could sort of on a regional basis, for the first time, open such data to the public. Say something about how much oil are we selling per region, which also tells us a bit about the regional challenges. And the general conclusion is that, well, rural municipalities generally they spend or they use more oil per capita than more urban municipalities. So the challenge is larger, you could say, sort of in phasing out oil, because there is greater consumption. We submitted some reports, and but one aspect, and this is also available in English on our website, the Reset Project website, was a dashboard representation of these regional oil sales. Now, I want to tell you about how we've worked with the municipalities, and this was mainly through workshops. The Icelandic participants, which were us and a local association of municipalities in the Northeast and in the Westfjords, along with a coordinator, which is also Icelandic, we held workshops with all the 80 municipalities in these different regions. And this sort of close conversation with municipal representatives, with public servants and politicians, served as kind of the backbone of the project. And the goal with these workshops was to heave out realistic climate and energy actions, especially focusing on small municipalities. As I mentioned earlier, I mean, the typical size ranges from some hundreds to a very few thousand inhabitants. And it's very challenging for such municipalities to develop these, say, holistic, somehow goal-oriented climate agendas, especially when data is scarce and when knowledge is really scarce. I mean, it's a relatively new topic, and they have many duties. Their primary duties are to run schools and care for the elderly, etc. So this is not at the top of the list. And I think the participants of these workshops, they were all very happy with the output and with how they were structured, and people thought they learned something. So this was in general what we have done. And yes, yeah. And what came out of this, it was not maybe intended at the start of the project, but we have developed an action bank for sort of tailored to municipalities. I mean, as a result from these workshops, it's obviously a bit Iceland-oriented, but still, I think there are. I mean, most of the elements that come up there can be applied elsewhere. So from these workshops, we distilled sort of our conversations. We distilled our you could say, interactions with people, sort of with the aim of putting down realistic actions into an action bank, which we initially just put down in Excel, and now it's actually on the web. It's on our website, on the website of Eimur. And if you're interested, maybe I can try to share this access to this action bank. It's also available in English. So if people here are interested, we can try to facilitate this. But here we have an action. We have a description of the goal of the action. I mean, is it to reduce fossil fuel consumption, or is it something else? I mean, roughly how you would put it into action, and within a local authority, what type of responsibilities do we have? Is it within the planning division? Is it in the financial division, etc.? So we did this for 5. We have actions in 5 categories: energy transition, there's something for the general operations of municipalities, when it comes to transportation and planning, energy efficiency, and then educational matters. So this is one, I would say, in the end, the central output of the project. It's one of those, along with the analysis I just showed you before, and then of course a regional climate action plan. That in Iceland we managed to push this. Now it was, and we tried using this bank because I mean generally, as I say, I mean the capacity of different municipalities ranges a lot, and the knowledge of the different public servants is also ranges a lot. So this fall, using this climate action bank or energy action bank, we assembled a group of 10 people or representatives from all of those 10 municipalities in the Northeast, of Iceland. And we met in a series of meetings with the aim of, and their aim was to pick out actions from the Action Bank that they kind of would say that they appealed to them or they thought they were doable. So the aim was kind of not to create a holistic climate action plan, even though it might sound a bit strange. I mean, why don't you do that? But we think that the capacity, I mean, you just need a more capacity building for them to, to get to that point of doing a proper holistic climate. You can maybe do that on a larger scale, but for the individual municipalities, we just wanted to get through a few manageable and fundable actions. And as I mentioned to you in the beginning, currently less than half has a climate of municipalities in Iceland have a climate agenda, and less than a quarter have an action plan, and even fewer finance their actions. So it is a challenge to build up this set and this base. So I would say simplicity is key. And towards the and what we have out of this was a climate agenda which is currently sort of it's in the acceptance procedure in the Northeast. The people in the Westfjords, our colleague in the Westfjords, the Westfjords Regional Development Office, which handled the situation, the project in the Westfjords, they went a slightly different route because they had a regional plan, like a spatial regional planning procedure ongoing. So they instead weaved their climate agenda into the regional spatial plan, and that's a different approach than we actually went here, and so it's also different how we tackled it through the project. But based on our findings, and maybe this is also, people might find this also, maybe you see similarities in your struggles, I don't know. We recently put together a policy review for the ministry, and sort of having observed the state of advancement of climate agendas in Iceland. First, there is a disconnect, to say the least, between the goals and actions of the state and those of local authorities. The state has put responsibilities on the local authorities, but they are not directly linked with a government climate agenda and the actions that are laid down there. So there is a much better connection that needs to be made here. And I think this is a general remark. Climate and energy issues are generally separate from finances of municipalities. They're treated as a separate matter. And this, as a result, all major investment decisions, they're typically made without connection to climate matters. So there needs to be, if we want to achieve progress in these matters, we need to make a much stronger link between finance planning and climate planning. And this needs to be integrated into the whole say, local governance structures across divisions and departments. The state has had a habit in Iceland of laying responsibilities onto local authorities without proper support or funding. And climate matters and climate planning is not the only category. We could name many more, but it leaves especially smaller municipalities generally just without the capacity to meet their legal requirements, and this is not efficient. It's not efficient bureaucracy, or it's not efficient governance. Maybe the better word. And as a fourth point, the responsibilities are very scattered. You could say there is kind of a thinning or a dilution of responsibilities, which means that nobody actually takes the responsibility of a certain matter. So tasks need to be delegated much better between the state and the local authorities, state institutions and associations of municipalities, etc. And a better collaboration is needed. But I think the key message is, we have seen that people, they are, after the Green Deal, had these holistic climate agendas sort of trickling down the governance ladder through the EU, through the states, and now onto the municipalities, but they are simply, at least in Iceland, especially the smaller ones, don't have the capacity to deal with these, with these holistic climate planning. We need better tools, and we need to start somehow. So our sort of philosophy has been, we need to start somehow. Simplicity is key, and we try to get on with only a handful of actions to get started. Because if you've started, well, at least you have had the ball rolling. That's my message. Thank you. Yeah, we have. Coming from Eimur, we have a website, eimur.is. It's not in English, a lot, but mostly Icelandic. But the research project.eu is in English, so I encourage you to view this. Okay, I stop sharing, Maria. Yes.
Yes, thanks a lot. Känner ni igen er kommunerna? Yes, so Swedish municipalities also recognize these issues somehow.
Yes.
Yes. I would be very interested in taking part of this web version in English, if it's possible. Maybe in your project to share later, but
we have I don't know if I should say it in Swedish or English. Vi har väl en ambition om att vi som svenska partner tillsammans med ett annat projekt ska översätta den här actionbanken. Så, men den är inte färdig, så är man nyfiken så finns
lansera senare. Jag vet inte om du har hört det här, men annars är det att han planerar att bli översatt och spridas lite senare. Men om man är nyfiken nu så kan man kika på den engelska versionen så länge. Ja, har vi några frågor från rummet? Har du något i chatten, Linnea?
Nej, inte än. Men do you hear me, Otto? Should I?
Yes, I hear you.
Perfect. So what are the reaction on the action bank from the municipalities, the ones that
at least, I mean, we kind of tried it. We gave it a test run in the Northeast with this group where each of the municipalities had a representative in this group, and I think they found it much more comfortable to at least say choose from a set of actions. Actually, other representatives of these same municipalities had participated in creating, than making things up on their own. I mean, it's kind of it's not obviously not a complete set of actions, but it covers different matters, and so people can prioritize what they think is most important by picking out. So at least they were very happy with having such a tool at hand, being just able to have a homework of read it over, try to understand it, get to a bit of insight. So at least we've had good experience with at least using this. And I mean, we haven't had much other contact. We actually just submitted it on the internet. So we made it open for the public yesterday, it was yesterday only. So we are trying to spread it out now through social media and through our contacts. We have also find contacts with the Icelandic Association of Local Authorities. They have incorporated already some of these actions in a set of, it's kind of an action bank they also have. It's like a more central support tool, but that is also still in development, and this version of it, at least, it's much more detailed, splitting down like agenda, I mean, how description and how you would put it into action. And we also tried to make a link to the Icelandic, the government climate action pack, or the climate action list, which they also have for the government. And some of those relate to the municipalities, and then we try to make that connection clear. But I mean, people have been positive about getting such a tool.
That's great.
That's maybe the short answer.
Do you have any plans to keep on building it after the project?
Ourselves, not directly. We will, of course, continue to support, but we want to. I mean, our goal is to get a tighter collaboration with the Icelandic Association of Local Authorities, which I say they have this. I mean, they should be the central hub for support, in my opinion, for sort of countrywide support. So we want to just make sure that people know it's there, and we will sort of get a sustainability in this part, and get it out for people to use, receive some feedback, and obviously if there is, people see that things are missing. I mean, the first thing people have talked about is we need also to get an idea about what the cost of each action. We in the initial version of it, we had kind of a very rough logarithmic grouping of capital expenses, but after discussion sort of within the group, we decided not to have it in, because maybe that could be repelling if you don't sort of have the benefit side as well. If you only have the cost side, you need to go into more depth of hammering out both the financial and environmental benefit, and this is a much more detailed task to go into. But this is, I would say, that would be a next logical step. It would be to understand the benefits, because then, especially in terms of longer term planning, when you're trying to weave together financial planning of, say, municipalities and even that of the state, along with climate planning, you need to understand the cost benefit and also the environmental benefit. But currently it's very crudely estimated only.
Thank you very much. Har vi några frågor från rummet?
Jag kan lägga till att säkert många av er känner till att Energimyndigheten har en vägledning för kommunal energiplanering. Och där finns ju också en slags åtgärdslista för inspiration på svenska som finns.
Yes. Jättebra, tack så mycket Otto.
Tack.